So we're standing here with the Barenaked Ladies before their big concert tonight. Thanks guys for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
You guys have a rare quality today, which is a reputation for always being positive, humorous, and producing very high energy shows. Was this a conscious decision you guys made early on in your careers, or was it something that your personalities naturally evolved into?
I think we really understood that the positive energy in the band was part of what set us apart early on. We try to be pretty well-rounded in the kind of music we do. I think sometimes if you're always positive, it ends up coming across as being shallow. And I think we try and run the whole gamut of emotional levels. But at the end of the day, when people come to our shows, they come for the energy and for the uplifting feeling too.
Definitely. I remember seeing you guys Speaker's Corner back early 90s.
You were around then.
I was around that time.
So were we.
How would you say your sound has evolved through the years? Obviously, you have to change with the times. How do you keep pushing out the hit singles?
At Speaker's Corner, we could only fit one guitar into that booth.
Yeah.
So it's expanded fairly greatly because we had added some other instruments since then.
I think some of the hallmarks of that performance are still in our music. Everybody singing, lots of harmonies. High energy kind of vibe, but I think more so we play a lot slower now. When we were younger, like you listen to those live recordings, we played everything really fast because we were excited.
Yeah,
we were playing in front of thousands of people, and the energy of the crowd absolutely translated its way into the music. And so if you listen back to recordings, and it's like, were we like on something? Yes, we were. We're on adrenaline.
Yeah,
and testosterone.
And testosterone. It's a great fuel. You know what I'm talking about. If you're a man.
Well, can't say I do, but absolutely, two great. Okay.
Taste that tastes great together. Yes, testosterone and adrenaline.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finishing that. Yeah. You have a very solid fan base. You actively engage them through your blogs. You can spend a lot of time reading your blogs, MySpace, your Ships and Dips cruise.
Mm-hmm.
What's something you guys have learned about yourself through this very open and sincere connection with your fans?
I think in some ways you learn to where to put limits, because I think that as an artist you want to be able to engage people, and you want to be able to have you want the fans to feel free to come back to you and share the experiences they've had that maybe your music has had an impact on, or what it means to them, and you want to be able to be honest with them. You don't want to be a faker, but you do also have to learn to draw lines of what's personal and what's work too. And I think in this whole process, the nice thing is the fans have learned to be really respectful, almost to a number. Yeah,
and they're not afraid to share their ideas or tell us when they like something. Like, it's really great when we do things like this, the Barenaked Planet initiative we're doing, the environmental consciousness thing. We have youth coming up to us all the time saying, "Thanks for doing this. This is something that I care about, and we're really glad that you guys are spreading the word." Because sometimes I think, particularly with things like environmental issues or politics or like sexual politics or whatever, often I think the younger people feel kind of marginalized, that their view isn't heard, and a lot of the environmental stuff is being spearheaded by youth, and it's so great for us to get that kind of feedback, and that's the open dialogue with our fans allows us to get that.
Excellent. It's great. And I know that the fans really appreciate that too. They really appreciate having that kind of open dialogue, that they're able to respond back to you.
And they've created their own community based around their the fact that they're fans of the band. But we got a sense that almost like that community would exist even without us now, and we wanted to be able to reconnect with those people so that we could have a real dialogue and have them share in our values, and also disagree with us when they want to disagree with us too, and question our choices sometimes too. It keeps us grounded.
Excellent. Between your own side projects, your solo projects, TV shows, this executive band, and your families as well, how do you manage to find balance?
The eternal question.
I don't think there is such a thing as balance. I think that's, you try to find the best balance you can, but something always outweighs the other, and you just try to make sure that it doesn't outweigh it for too long, unless, I think you have to go with what you like, what you care for, and try to give as little time to the stuff you care that is about.
Is there something specifically you guys do that you can share that helps you get grounded?
I think communication is the key. I mean, we try to do that. We're not the best at it, but we've really learned a lot over the 18 years together. like any kind of close relationship, whether it be a marriage or a partnership or being in a business together, which all those three feels like we're in sometimes without the sex. So we don't. But I guess that's like marriage, right? Anyway, hi, I'm 59 years old. Anyway, I think the main thing is communicating, and you've got to somehow sit down with each other and let each other know what's bothering you, or the good things. Even say, hey, I really liked it when you did blank. When you get feedback is essential at all times, and sometimes it's hard to get it because personality clashes or it's just not the right time. But whenever you can give feedback, it really helps. And when we do that, that's what it is.
What must you absolutely have with you when you're on the road?
My BlackBerry. There's my wife calling me right now. Yeah,
that's funny.
Do you want to answer it?
No, I'll answer after. It's okay. My iPod's important. I really, there's lots of times when you just need to listen to music that makes you feel better or feel good or takes you to a certain place and gives you a little bit of privacy too, because we don't often have a lot of privacy on the road. We spend a lot of time in the same room. Put your headphones on, kind of gives you a little bit of your own space too.
Ibuprofen for those days when you feel inflamed. I think it's really essential to have like a good hat, because especially in Canada in February,
or in my case, a wig.
I agree.
Or a bad hat in my case, whatever it may be.
Or a soft hat.
A soft hat, yeah. Hard hat, just in case you're on a construction site.
Or if you're going to do Village People karaoke.
Exactly. Then you need a hard hat. What's the best piece of advice someone's given you?
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Don't eat too much. Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
His piece of advice to us: don't eat too much. I forgot to listen to it though.
Always record. Tenacious D told us that.
Always remember to say Farns lives on forever.
Yeah, John Farnsworth told us that. Yeah. It depends. Sometimes. Actually, I remember a good piece of advice once that Peter Buck said is that from REM. He told us once that the success of the band will wane and flag. It will go up and down. But you focus on the health of the band before you focus on the success, and make sure that you're happy, and provide for your family and give them what they need. But don't worry too much about money either. Just make sure the band's healthy. So we all moved into a tent together, and we eat porridge. But the health of the band is incredible.
Exactly. Well, it's working. Young people visit Mind Your Mind every day for inspiration on how to cope with life. Words of advice for them?
Well, you know what? I just think it's pretty cool. You have a place to go to think about things and express yourself and listen to other people as well. Because I think so much of the problems you have as a young person are stigmatized. You don't want to talk about it, and you don't know who to talk to, because sometimes you're too close to your friends, and there's too much politics going on, especially at school or in your own clique. So to be able to find a place where it's neutral ground is useful. I wish I'd been able to have something like that as a teenager.
Totally. My advice is there's always somebody who can relate to what you're going through. They may not be in your immediate circle. As Steve said, it's such a great opportunity for people to come together online, because there's so many people. There's so many users out there. There's always going to be somebody who can relate to what you're going through. When you're feeling the most alone, just remember there's probably someone somewhere who has been through what you're going through or is going to go through it and can help you through it. And support is really important.
That's why I love music too, because music's always been a great place for me to go to remember that I'm not the only person who feels that way whenever I feel it, whatever way it is. So much of that's already been expressed in music, and it's nice to be able to go and find some solace in that too.
Exactly. Well, that's all the questions we have today. Thank you very much for joining us.
All right.
Nice to be here.
Thank you very much.